Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. How are you all doing today? Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that are new to my channel, thank you for checking it out, for your comments, your kindness. I'm so glad you found me, and my energy can go to yours and yours can come back, and we create this beautiful hub of positive high vibe energy, and that's thanks to all of you. So I really want to say thank you so much. So this week I felt very drawn to the Awakening Avalon Oracle deck that we created at Avalon Spirit. All of these, the images and the write-ups were really divinely guided by my guides to create a bridge of communication. So definitely is one of my favorite decks, absolutely. So let's see what's in store in the messages today. I'm going to give it a really good shuffle. While I'm shuffling, I want to mention, definitely check out the podcast today. Again, you can watch it here on YouTube or listen to it on your favorite podcast platform. It is with Shannon DeCass, and it is all about why we need to lean into grief and loss after death and so on. It's a really great conversation. I absolutely loved it, learned a lot from it. So definitely check that one out. All right, one more and we should be good to go. Okay, here we go. Divine pairings. So before I even pull any of the cards, they're showing me divine pairings. They're showing me two spheres crossing over. So not just the figure 8 where they meet in the middle, but actually like crossing over where there's like a merge. So there's something about merging divine pairings. Curious. Okay, let's see what the cards say. They're saying the awareness of this needs to come into our consciousness. If we're conscious of it, then we can be there ready to receive when it happens. Okay. All right. Let's see. One more. Okay, I really like this. This seems to be all the ways in which we can receive it. So this is really, really, really neat. First card out we have is practice the pause. This says, feel if you are on track. More specifically, I want to say focus on the energy of pause, the moment, the in-breath, the out-breath, whichever pause you're in. When we practice the pause, we can get more aligned and in tuned with where we're going, what direction we need to take. And if we relate that to divine pairings, it's beautiful because it really connects the synchronistic aspect, meaning sometimes in those moments of pause, you have the ability to be redirected somewhere to that divine aligned meeting with that particular person, whether that be for, a romantic relationship, a business partnership, a friendship, whatever it may be. In those moments of pause, sometimes we get this beautiful redirection. So practice the pause. Now, I also want to say with the pause, in those moments when we just take a minute, sometimes we can just be filled with so much energy, so much gratitude, so much clarity. There's so much information available when we pause. And I know many of you listening to this, you know this already, and you know this by experience. So bring that back into your life. If you don't know this yet, that's okay. This might be the time in which you learn it. And really what it is it's an invitation to step away from the busyness of life that has become such an ingrained thing for us that we have to teach ourselves how to slow down and pause. There's value in it. So practice the pause is number one. Now, in that pause, like I was saying, there's opportunities for clairvoyance too. So some of you may feel that the clarity comes to you in just a knowing, in a feeling, all of that is fine. But with this clairvoyance card coming up, this tells me that there's some kind of visual cue, most likely something in your mind. You will see, say, a coffee cup, and you'll think, I'm going to grab a coffee, which allows that divine meeting. You may see a beach, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to drive past the beach on my way home, and I'm going to stop and get out and admire the water. And then somebody really important comes across your path, right? There are messages in the pause through clairvoyance. Now, clairvoyance can also really come to us in dream state. So some of you may have really vivid dreams, and when you have a moment to pause in the day, that dream information comes back again and you can kind of go through it. I also want to say an extension of this card could be noticing the signs and synchronicities through visual cues in your life, whether it be certain animals, say butterflies keep flying around you, and butterflies represent divine pairings, right? Or maybe it's ladybugs, or maybe there's hummingbirds, or whatever it might be. There's visual cues as well, but this really speaks to the ones that kind of come into your mind, okay? Now, the other thing that we can really ponder this week to facilitate these divine alignments is being in an energy of joy. Does that ever have such an effect on our frequency? Joy is one of the most powerful ways to shift our frequency, as is orgasm, as is laughter. But being in that, and gratitude, they're saying gratitude, being in a state of joy, and this isn't excess joy where you're laughing every minute of the day. This is just a joyful way of being, doing things that bring you joy, things that fill your cup, right? That's this energy, and this says allow more joy. This helps hold our frequency in a position that facilitates the easiest path to divine alignment, okay? Now, the other thing I want to say with this too is we also have this card, this rest card, and I just love this one. It's so sweet. It says, take time to rest and recover. Now, here's an interesting thing. We have pause, and we have rest, and we have joy. These are all very personal choices. We have to choose to do these things. Maybe for some of us, joy is really easy to find, and that's fabulous. But these are conscious choices here. These are choices on our part to do something. This is where we take the action or the non-action specifically to do a thing. And rest and recovery is really important right now because we have gone through so much energetically, and we still are, from everything, the different planets shifting, that what they have brought up within our own selves, the amount of solar flares we've had, the amount that the Schumann resonance is kind of like off the scales often. There's a lot of push, shift, change. Now with that, we need to rest and recalibrate also. So be very conscious of your actions this week. Are you being pulled to need to rest a little bit more? If so, that's fine. Allow it, because that helps you stay in an energy of joy versus going against the grain. And in these conscious actions, when we take these actions, we make more space for messages from our guides and loved ones to come through with guidance and inspiration. So what a lovely way to start the week. I really like this. I feel like this is like a nice hug, a comforting conversation with spirit guides saying, hey, we got this. You work on you, you do you, and we'll bring in what's needed. But there's a really neat theme of divine pairings coming into play. And those divine pairings could also be you and your spirit guides too, so something to consider. But yeah, I hope that helps kind of set the tone for the week for you in a way that adds to your week. And I also want to say, these are general messages. So if this doesn't resonate, if you have a busy week, lots of action, lots of decision, no time for rest, then that's just simply where you're at, and that's fine. That's completely fine. Be in your lane. Okay, always know your resonance first. But for others that this resonates with, have an amazing week. This is going to be great, so interesting, so like divine gifts is the word I want to say in these pairings. So I'll be curious how that kind of unfolds for everybody. Let me know in the comments. Do share, and if anybody could benefit from this message, pass it on to them. So thank you again, everyone. Check out the podcast today, and I will see you all tomorrow.